the global level, giving the equal participation of women in and influence over the decisions that affect their countries, societies, and the lives is intrinsically and instrumentally important because women make up approximately half of the world's population. Women perform 2/3 of world's work and produce 50% of all food, but earn only 10% of world's income and own only 1% of the world's property. Women are estimated to account for 2/3 of the 1.4 billion people globally who live in extreme poverty. Evidence from global studies show that where women participate in and influence decision-making, it leads to more efficient, effective, and responsive decisions for women. It promotes gender equality and it helps transform the deep-rooted social norms and attitudes that act as barriers to women's empowerment. At the local level, however, the picture is quite different. In a patriarchal society like India, it is often believed that political representation of a critical mass of women is a fast-track instrument to bring about equity and social justice. Since women leaders have different agendas compared to men leaders, in other words, grassroots women leaders would focus more on provisioning the public services such as health, education, food security, and drinking water, which fulfill the practical needs of village women. In process, more women will be included in enjoying the fruits of national growth. In 2012, the estimation of poverty ratio of India public welfare schemes such as health, education, and food security played an important role. The 73rd Constitution Amendment Act 1993 has given that political space by reserving not less than 1/3 seats to women in the local government system and have devolved those schemes to panchayats. Sushri Suni Singh, two-time elected Sarpanch, is the chief of the village panchayat or village council of Bahubandh. The panchayat has 11 elected members, 6 women and 5 men. Suni Singh first contested the 2007 election and won from the reserved seat. But in 2012, the election she contested from an open seat and won again. She comes from Bhumij tribal family and has worked earlier as a casual worker in a stone crusher factory. Later on, she joined a self-help group and made it a profit-making enterprise. Her group members and the village people encouraged her to contest the election to become the Sarpanch. She courageously faced the challenge and got elected. The Palli Sabha. The Palli Sabha is the lowest unit of local government system in which the voters aged 18 and above of a ward meet. The Sarpanch, chief of the panchayat or village council, presides over the villagers' assembly along with the ward members. They discuss the list of beneficiaries of various government schemes and the local problems they are facing as well. On this particular day, the villagers discussed on the problems of the recent floods that damaged their crops. In the villages, women's self-help groups are being organized with an objective of generating some additional income for women to tide over the vulnerability faced by poor families. This, in turn, leads to financial autonomy for the women in the families. Sometimes, the women's groups encourage their leaders to contest the panchayat elections. Suni Singh is one among them. On that particular day, the women's group, along with the women health worker, discussed the preventive measures to be taken for malaria and dysentery, which are endemic diseases of the region. In India, it is estimated that 46% of child population is malnourished. The schemes like the public distribution system, integrated child development services are being implemented vigorously through the panchayats to improve the health status of the poor families as well as those of children in the age group of 0 to 15. About 75% of the rural and 50% of urban population come under public distribution system. They are entitled to get rice, wheat and millets at subsidized rates from fair price shops. The Sarpanch along with other officials check the food stock and ensure fair distribution of food grains at subsidized rates. Under the Integrated Child Development Service Scheme, provision is made for distributing nutritious food packets in the form of snacks in the morning to the children of 0 to 6 years age and to pregnant mothers. Certain health indicators are used, such as armpits, height and weight, to monitor the health status of the children. If they happen to be severely malnourished, the children are sent to the nearby hospital immediately for treatment. The Sarpanch monitors the quality of the food packets and other related matters. The Midday Meals scheme provides hot-cooked nutritious food to the children in primary and upper primary schools to prevent the dropout of children and to provide nutritional supplements to poor children. Generally, the members of the self-help groups take charge of cooking the meals and serving also. The Sarpanch monitors the quality of food given and fair distribution. The Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act is a right-based act to provide work for 150 days in a year to the rural population. The Sarpanch, along with other officials, monitors the work done and maintains the job cards. Suni Singh is supervising the plantation of cashew nuts and mango saplings. Suni Singh, unlike many other women panchayat chiefs, goes to the block office alone to discuss the future plans of her panchayat. She came here to discuss the construction of a dam which would help in increasing the irrigation facilities of arable land and to increase the productivity of the crops. Suni Singh is finalizing the list of Indira Awas Yojana or low-cost shelters in consultation with the Naib Sarpanch and ward members in the Panchayat office. The government gives lump sum money of 75,000 rupees to build the low-cost shelter for the poor people. Generally, a lot of leakages take place before the beneficiaries get the grant. But Suni Singh consults the ward members to minimize such leakages. Suni Singh faces many systemic supply-side constraints to fulfill her developmental goals in the coming 5 years. For example, she took charge of the campaign for Nirmal Gram Yojana and monitored the construction of the toilets in her panchayat. She fulfilled the quota and got the award of 200,000 rupees for her panchayat and spent the money in doing some constructive work for her panchayat too. But almost all the toilets, barring a few, are not functioning at all due to shortage of water. The local administration has not taken any step to ensure water supply to the toilets. The supply of piped water is completed only for 2 revenue villages. 3 other revenue villages depend on bore wells for drinking purposes whose water quality has not been analyzed. Further, many youths still migrate without going to the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme work because of late payment for their labor. She does not want to retire from public life. She will continue to work in her panchayat, perhaps in the future to reach higher tiers of politics. She also wants to acquire more knowledge by pursuing higher studies. For her panchayat, her future plan is to increase the productivity of land by bringing more arable land under irrigation.
ମୁଁ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଭାବୁଛି ଯେ ଆଉଥରେ ସରପଞ୍ଚର ନମିନେସନ୍ କରିବି ତ ୟା ପରେ ବି ପାଠ ପଢ଼ା ବି ଚାଲିଛି ତ ପାଠ ପଢ଼ାର ଯଦି ବି ଯୋଉଠି ଟିକେ ଯଦି ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ୍ ରହିଲା ତେଣିକି ରହିଯିବା ତ ରାଜନୀତି ମ୍ୟାଟର ଆମେ ଆଗେଇ ଚାଲିବି ବୋଲି ଆଶା କରୁଛୁ.
Overcoming many hurdles due to political pressure, bureaucratic delay, a male-dominated society, and family, Suni Singh marches ahead.